What's up guys, it's Joshua here, and today I got these two, the Xiaomi 11T and also the Xiaomi 11T Pro. And I've received some DM, which should you guys go for and what are the difference between these two. So let's check them out side by side. Design-wise, they are really identical. To be honest, I got confused at first when I got them because we got the same color variant, which is the meteorite grey color here, and it has the brushed metal finish on the back cover as well. From the back to the front, you really can't tell the difference with your bare eyes. It has the same camera housing of triple camera setup, same punch-hole selfie camera, and display size. Even all the wording is placed in the same spot. The only way to differentiate it out is by looking at the top part of the phones. The Xiaomi 11T Pro will have a Sound by Harman Kardon mark on it. Now on the displays, both are having the same 6.67-inch Full HD Plus AMOLED dot display with up to 120Hz refresh rate HDR+, and a peak brightness of 1000 nits. This means for both of these phones, you won't be having any problem using under the sun. But still, there's some plus point for the 11T Pro here. It has Dolby Vision support, MEMC support, as well as DisplayMate A+ rated. But if you are comparing it to the previous Xiaomi 10T Pro, it will be considered as a downgrade from 144Hz to 120Hz refresh rate. But honestly speaking, you can't really tell the difference unless you compare it side by side. Color contrast wise, certainly the 11T Pro will be more vibrant and nicer. As I mentioned earlier, both of these phones has exactly the same amount of cameras as well as the camera hardware. Both come with a 108MP main camera, 8MP ultra wide angle lens, 5MP macro lens, and a 16MP selfie camera. But although they have the same cameras, the outcome of the pictures and videos are quite different. As you can see, the ones on the Xiaomi 11T Pro are much more vibrant and contrasty in color, whereas the ones from the 11T will be slightly whitish and plain in color. The 11T Pro also has few more photography features than the 11T, as well as it can shoot up to 8K 30 frames per second and up to 960 frames per second on 1080p for the slow motion video, while the 11T only can shoot up to 4K 30 frames per second and 120 frames per second on 1080p for the slow motion. So for camera wise, I'll definitely choose the Xiaomi 11T Pro here. So now for the chipset, both of these phones are having different chipset. The Xiaomi 11T Pro here comes with the Qualcomm Snapdragon 888 5G chipset, coupled with up to 12GB of RAM and 256GB of storage, while the 11T here comes with the MediaTek Dimensity 1200U chipset, up to 8GB of RAM and 256GB of storage. Now let me show you the benchmark scores for both of these devices. As you can see, there's not much difference here, and in terms of your everyday usage or apps loading speeds, I really don't notice any difference between the two. No obvious delay or lagging issues. But when it comes to the heating, the Snapdragon 888 5G chipset will certainly go hotter than the Dimensity 1200U. That's something I've expected also for the Snapdragon chipset. And there's no dedicated micro SD card slot for both of these phones, so when you purchase it, do think it truly. And the other significant difference between these phones are the charging speeds. The Xiaomi 11T Pro here can support up to a whopping 120W hyper charge, which can charge the phone from 0 to 100% in just 17 minutes, while the 11T has a 67W fast charging support that can charge up from 0 to 100% in just 36 minutes. Both charging adapters are provided in the box, and it's quite huge too. Both are having the same 5000 mAh battery here, so usage-wise, I would say it's almost identical, almost the same. And now, before I conclude it, let's listen to the audio quality. Both are having the dual speakers on the top and the bottom with Dolby Atmos and high-res audio, but the Pro here has a better sound tune by Harman Kardon, as I've mentioned earlier. So the bass for both of these phones are very identical. The bass is not too heavy and it's more towards the clearer vocal audio quality. But one thing I found out for the 11T Pro here is much more louder compared to the 11T when I tune both of these up to a maximum volume. So in conclusion, I would say both of these smartphones are pretty neat, and for the price for this Xiaomi 11T here, it is priced at 1,899 ringgit for the 8 plus 256 gig storage, and for the 11T Pro here, it is 2,099 ringgit for 8 gig plus 256 gig variant. So for me, both of these phones are really identical in terms of the usability, the hardware, the picture quality, but in a difference of 200 ringgit, I would definitely choose the 11T Pro here because you will get more camera feature, better video quality, as well as a better sounding speaker. So let me know what do you think and what will you choose in the comments below. If you like this type of video, remember to give a like, give a sub, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.